Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with another episode of SoundJack's Rambles. And today I'm joined by Alyssa.
Hi.
And today we have a very interesting podcast. We're not talking about a piece of media and reviewing it as we tend to do on these podcasts. However, what we are going to do today is review all of the individual Pokemon ahead of Sword and Shield's release and determine which one of them is the absolute best. Now, you may be asking yourself, how can you do all 809 Pokemon? Well, it's simple. We decided to make it a bit easier, put it into a bracket, and just do 64 Pokemon. How did we determine which 64 Pokemon? Random number generator. Yes, this is absolutely definitely serious and is definitely a statement of fact, not an opinion. Nor
yeah. Excuse me, my throat. This is completely objective, rational list.
Yep.
As you would expect from someone with the username The Rational Dove.
Yes.
And yes, and anything that is not in the 64 that were randomly chosen, I just guess they suck. They just suck.
Yeah, they must suck because they weren't chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mewtwo, cool Pokemon. Definitely not the best. Arceus, goodbye.
Spoilers, those Pokemon aren't on the list.
Exactly, yeah. Spoilers.
Also, this was all Alyssa's idea.
Yeah, the reason why I came up with this was because I remember back in 2008, 2010, I don't know, there was a site like Bulbapedia called SciPokes, and for those of you who frequented the webs at that time, you might recognize that name. It was probably one of the biggest Pokemon fan sites around. I think arguably Cerebi might have been either as big or bigger.
Yeah.
But they did, every year I remember they did a popularity contest for all the Pokemon, and they would run them through a tournament style bracket kind of thing, and then from there they would determine which Pokemon was the best, or which one was the most favorite, or whatever. So I remember that was a really big fun thing, and so I was like, hey, what if we did something similar, but on this podcast? I think that'd be fun. That'd be a fun way to hype up and prep for and lead up to Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think it'd be a really fun thing to do, especially since we're getting new Pokemon, and this would be a way to wrap up who's the best one or the ones that exist.
Oh, absolutely. And again, absolutely, completely all fact, no opinions here.
Yes, we have a very scientifically
randomly
accurate way of doing this. So.
Yes. Oh yeah. So what's probably going to happen is we're going to do the first round in this podcast, and then the next episode wrap it up.
Hopefully.
We'll
see how long it takes for us to get through all of it.
Yes. But that's our...
Yeah, this one we might play by ear a little bit, but I think it should be fun. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, so let us just go on and get started. Alyssa,
woo!
What is our first competition? What is our first match?
Our first seed is Pineco versus Cranidos.
All right.
That's our first lineup. I'd say a pretty even matchup. This is a pretty solid even matchup. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's a Pokemon here that's the obvious winner when you look at it initially. Yeah. So that's a good way to start out the competition, right?
Yeah.
Get a nice. We don't want to start out the competition with a blowout. We don't want some legendary taking out some boring Pokemon right at the beginning. That would suck. This is a good lead off for this tournament.
Yeah. So, Alyssa, who did you pick?
So even though I said that this was a fairly close mashup, I actually didn't have too much difficulty deciding which one was my pick. And my pick for the best Pokemon in this round is Cranidos.
Okay.
I guess, should I give my reasoning? I guess I should give my reasoning, right? Okay. So the reason why I chose Cranidos is, for one, most of the reason why I'd say is because, I played Gen 4 a lot back in the day. Diamond was one of the first Pokemon games I ever bought myself with my own money. So that's a game. It's a generation that is very close to me, and Rourke's Cranidos is very memorable to me in my mind. Also, I did use a Cranidos in one of my teams when I was playing through Platinum, I think. So I just like it for that reason. And Pineco, I do like. While I do appreciate Pineco's design, and Fortress is, a fortress. I can't say I have that as much personal connection to Pineco as I do Cranidos. So that's why I chose Cranidos.
Cool. 1 second.
Okay.
My mom happened to send me a picture with a Shakespeare quote on it, but I looked at it immediately and I'm like, that ain't a Shakespeare quote. So I'm just sending her a picture of what Google has to say.
It's just the most This is the most random thing to have ever made it into one of our podcasts. I'm just gonna state that for the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anywho, so my pick for this first round was also Cranidos.
Woo! Oh, great! So we both picked the same one.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So this one was harder for me, partly because for the reasons being that Gen 2 was the first generation I ever played through properly, and Pinecone, while simple, is an interesting concept as it is not an actual literal pinecone, but a bagworm as a bug. Fortress is pretty cool, as well as Brock's Pineco / Fortress in the anime, as well as around that time, or not long before that time, I can't exactly remember when, we used to have large pine trees in our front yard, so I just kind of associate Pineco with the pine cones that would fall from that tree. Then the Cranidos is a Pokemon from the first generation that was newly introduced while I was a fan. Because while I started with Gen 2, I didn't play those until the middle of Generation 3 was going on. So I was there learning about all of the new Pokemon. Diamond and Pearl were exciting. And Cranidos just happened to be the first big challenge to overcome in that game, as well as I very much appreciate its design and concept. Rampardos, I do think doesn't look as good as Cranidos. I do really like Rampardos, don't get me wrong, but I do think in both the Sinnoh-Fossil cases that I do think the pre-evolution looks better than the evolved form, so that's why I went with Cranidos.
Cool. So it seems like we both kind of had the same opinion on Cranidos. I was actually not sure which one you're gonna pick. I was he could go for Pineco.
I could,
but I'm nice and surprised on that one.
Yeah.
It's cool. So Cranidos shall move on to the next. He won. They won.
Yeah.
Pineco, you did put up a good fight. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
All right. Next seed, we got the fairest challenge: Cherubi versus Yveltal.
Yay.
The grass type berry Pokemon from Gen 4 versus the legendary Pokemon of Darkness from Gen 6, Yveltal.
Yeah.
This is a fair matchup.
So I realized something after the first round. I think we should say who we're picking, and then we state our opinions on why we chose.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
So, who did you pick?
I went with Yveltal. I'll say why I did in a moment, but let me tell you, I felt really bad about it. I feel so bad.
I obviously went for Cherubi because it's 420 in the Pokedex #Blaze. I'm kidding. I went for Yveltal.
Okay. I mean, look, if you had picked Cherubi purely for the meme, I honestly wouldn't have blamed you on that one. Like, that's a solid meme. That's a solid meme territory right there.
Yeah. But you know that this
So-
randomization system was absolutely fair because out of 809 numbers, it decided to choose 420.
I know. Yeah. Which obviously, like, you can't not pick 420 when you do this.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, do you want to go into reasoning real quick? I have a feeling we're probably going to feel the same way.
I mean, I think it's like day and night. Like, one is an awesome deity of death that is a Quetzalcoatl that is glowing red and has an attack that just absorbs all of the health.
Oblivion Wing is an amazing attack. I'm sorry, it's not an ability attack.
And then Cherubi is a literal cherry with faces.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
it's funny. Even though I picked Yveltal, like I said, I felt really bad about it just because this is such an unfair matchup.
Yes.
Like poor Cherubi didn't even stand a chance. Like, I almost wanted to pick it, like, because it was the underdog, but
yeah,
like, I can't in good conscience defend Cherubi in this situation. So, Yveltal moves on. Cherubi shall blaze it elsewhere.
Yes.
Okay. So that one was an easy one. Okay.
All right.
So number 3, next seed. Who is it? Who we got?
We have Froakie, the water type starter of the Kalos region, and Fione, the weird, maybe mythical baby Pokemon that is basically a Manaphy.
Look, I don't want to try and predict you, Michael, but I kind of have a feeling I know which one you picked on this one.
I think I picked Froakie on this one. Yes.
Yeah. I did too. To the surprise of absolutely no one. I think this is definitely one of those scenarios where legendary status doesn't really matter too much.
Like, literally, why? What is the point?
I don't know, man. Like, Fiona, the only thing Fiona has going for it is the fact that it's a legendary, and it's the weird novelty of it being the only legendary you can get via egg. But aside from that, like,
yeah.
No, it's just, it's just Manaphy but weaker. And
then Froakie is cute, and also evolves into Greninja, and Greninja is awesome.
Yep.
It's like
Froakie's really cute. Yeah, no, I agree with
one
all
of
that.
the few generations where I choose the non-grass starter as my favorite of the starters.
I mean, Greninja is top tier in terms of starters. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no contest. It was Froakie.
Yep.
Fiona can go back into its egg.
Yes.
All right. Next seed is between, I should say, Execute, the extremely weird grass psychic type from Gen 1. You didn't laugh at my pun.
I'm not going to encourage it, like you said before this recording started, to my joke.
Damn. All right, my own tactics are being used against me here. Versus Pyukumuku, the sea cucumber Pokemon from Gen 7. I'd also say this is a fairly tight matchup too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both fairly even in terms of status and likability, I think.
Wait, Alyssa.
Yeah.
I want to let you know that you spelled execute wrong.
Damn it! Is it EXEGG?
Yeah, it's EXEGG, not. She spelled it egg execute.
way to roast me like this.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, for those of you who need to reminder on how to spell execute, there you go.
Yeah. Now try spelling Pyukumuku without us saying anything. Anywho, Alyssa, what's your pick?
My pick was Pyukumuku for this one, actually.
Same!
Yo! Wow! We are on the same wavelength for I'm surprised we haven't come up with an argument yet.
Not yet, no.
Not yet. I'm curious to see where we're going to disagree. Imagine if we don't disagree this entire time. That would be
dumb.
that would be dumb. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
My reasoning for Pyukumuku was I think it's like, execute is fine. I don't know. I just think Pyukumuku is cuter.
Yeah, same. Also, it's also. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I'll say I also very much appreciate that Game Freak managed to figure out a way to make a sea cucumber a creature that literally vomits out its own organs in self-defense and turn that into like a functional Pokemon design.
Yeah,
that is not.
I think they did a really good job.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah, and then executes there. It's like 6 seeds. Those called eggs, and they're cyclically connected.
Yeah.
And like, so as they're being seeds instead of actual eggs, it makes sense why they turn into a palm tree. Though I want to bring up Birdkeeper Toby and his evolutionary tree, because he said because of Alolan Exeggutor and the fact that the Alolan form was the original one, that Exeggutor is a lizard. So, and
oh my gosh!
And I'm like, no, it's a tree. It's a tree. It's seeds. It's literally seeds going into a tree. I love the evolutionary tree, and I love you, Birdkeeper Toby. I love all of the work you put into that, but I highly disagree with you. I understand.
Tune in next time for Rants with Michael featuring Birdkeeper Toby.
I understand where you're coming from, but unless you're saying they are in fact eggs, which no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Okay, that rant over.
Yes.
So yeah, I think we're both on the same level here. We both think Pyukumuku is just a cute design, and
yes,
execute. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. Next round.
Yep. Next round we got Servine. Second stage evolution of Snivy from Gen 5 versus Darumaka, the weird monkey?
Yes.
Gorilla? I'm not sure.
Darumadol.
Fire type from Gen 5 as well. So we've got the first intergenerational conflict here.
Yeah.
In our seed lineup.
So as I commented about what how I commented Froakie versus Fion came out in my stating of the scene. I feel like how you read the Servine versus Darumaka fight, I feel like I know who you picked.
Oh, okay. What's your opinion?
Servine?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I picked Servine.
Cool, so did I.
Of course I picked Servine. How could I not pick Servine?
Yeah. Servine is good.
Servine is arguably the best, like out of the Gen 5 starters, it's definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
So, Servine, I'll take Servine. And Darumaka's cute, but like.
But Darumaka is literally is one of the few, if not only, Pokemon that canonically poops.
Oh wow! I mean, like, you know what? Now that you say that, I think I'm gonna switch to Darumaka. I mean, how can I not? After that, fun fact.
Because people used to use Darumaka's droppings to warm themselves up by sticking them inside their clothing.
Honestly, like, human history is very weird, and I do not think that's that odd.
I'm just saying, it's a thing.
No, I'm glad you brought it up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darumaka, in my opinion, is not as funny or interesting. Not funny, but, like, it's not as, like, cool or interesting as Irvine.
Yeah.
So what about you? Are you same thing, or anything to add?
I loved using Superior in Gen 5, so yeah, Servine is awesome. Darumaka is just kind of, is like cool and whatnot, but like, you know, there's still some weirdness with it, mostly like with how Darmanitan has like that weird Zen mode thing that like no one ever uses because it's crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, moving on.
Alyssa,
we are next seed.
You're sounding weird. You're coming through weird.
Oh, am I coming through better now?
Yes.
Okay, it's because I was leaning away from the microphone. God damn it! I just gotta put my mouth directly onto this thing. Yeah. Okay, so our next seed. Do you want to read that one?
Yeah, it is Coughing, the Generation 1 Ball of Smog, and Darkrai, the Generation 4 mythical Pokemon that grants everyone sleeping near it bad nightmares.
Yep.
And
so,
what do you go for?
I'm going for Darkrai.
Same.
No shame on this one. Like, Darkrai is just so cool.
Yes.
Both in terms of its design, how it looks, its moveset, it's like...
It's such a shame, though, that its signature move got such a nerf because of Smeargle running it to stupidity.
Yeah. Dark Void is really cool.
Yeah.
And I really like Darkrai's concept, and it's the way its ability like works with its concept and its moveset. It's just a great Pokemon. And like Coffin, I love you, but like, come on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Now maybe if this was Galarian Wheezing, this might be a slightly different discussion.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
it's not. But so
regular Coughing. I mean, I feel like if Coughing had a better matchup, it might have gone further. Yeah. But
nope, unfortunately,
you ain't gonna beat Darkrai Coughing. Nope. I'm sorry, not today.
Not today.
Okay. Next seed, we got the Gen 5 Geodude clone, but that's probably uncharitable. The Gen 5 Rock type Boldore middle stage versus the Gen 1 Burb Pidgey.
Yep. And
I'm sorry, my weird things right now.
Good. So
that's the matchup.
Yeah. So I went with Boldore.
Okay.
And did you go? What did you go for?
I went with Pidgey.
Oh!
We gotta fight now. We got our first disagreement.
7 rounds in, and we're there.
Yeah, yep. All right, cool. So, I guess since Boldore is the first one in the seed, I'll have you defend Boldore. Why do you think it's better than Pidgey?
I think Boldore is better than Pidgey, because while yes, technically it is a copy is like one of those like, hey, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just change it up a little bit. Pokemon from Gen 5.
That's a really funny way of putting it.
I very much appreciate the Boldore line, just for how weird and different they are, while the Geodude line basically is just like rocks with faces and limbs. Boldore especially is like a weird creature thing. It's what seems to be its eyes are actually its ears. It walks around on 3 legs, and it's got those cool red crystals coming out of it that glow. And Pidgey is like the stereotypical bird Pokemon. So, like, Pidgey's cool and all. I just like Boldore better.
Okay. So is that all you want to say about Boldore's merits for the time being?
Yeah.
All right. So I do agree with you that I think that if this was Boldore versus Geodude or Boldore versus Graveler, I think I would probably end up going with Boldore for those reasons that you just said.
Yeah.
It is a really cool design, and like I do think it's a really cool. It's definitely like more dynamic than something like Geodude.
Yes.
Which is really great. However, and like Pidgey design wise doesn't have that much going for it. Its name isn't as cool. It's literally just a sparrow. Like,
no, it's
not. They didn't add anything. It's just a sparrow. It's just a bird. It's just a bird.
It's not a sparrow. That's Spearow, the sparrow.
Oh, that's fair. It reminds me a lot of a house sparrow, like the way it looks. But okay. Either way, it's a bird. It's a songbird, little tiny songbird, and it's just it has a very simple design. But on one hand, I think that sometimes simple is a good thing, and Pidgey is a Pokemon that I have a lot of personal attachment to, and that's most of the reason why I chose it over Boldore. I think if I were judging it just on design, I think I would go for Boldore, but the first time I ever played Pokemon, it was with Gen 2, actually. Even though I consider myself a Gen 3 gal, Gen 2 was technically my introduction because my cousin let me play on his Crystal version, and I decided that aside from my Chikorita, the only Pokemon I have on my team is my Pidgey. So Pidgey was one of the original first Pokemon non-starters that I ever played with. And I remember trying to beat Falconer. Not even just Falconer. The freaking first trainer in the gym. A Spearow with my Pidgey, which, as we all know, is the best strategy for any trainer. I don't even remember if I caught any other Pokemon while I was playing it. I think I was just so in love with my Pidgey. I was like, I gotta beat it with the Pidgey. And I also have a vivid memory of trying to get my Pidgey leveled up, and then it learned Sand Attack, and I got so excited. I was like, oh, a new move! Oh, it's gonna do so much damage to this Spearow. I did not realize until I was fighting the Spearow that it was not an attack move.
Yeah. I
was so disillusioned with Sand Attack. Now I've come around on Sand Attack. Sand Attack's a good move. Reducing accuracy is really handy. Yeah. But yeah. So like I said, honestly, the biggest reason why I chose Pidgey is because I have such a personal connection to it. And I also just think that it's a very, like I said, it's standard. There isn't a lot of cool, interesting things happening with it, but sometimes you don't need cool, interesting things. Sometimes you just need a simple design. And I think Pidgey's one of the good examples of a solid, good, simple design too.
Yeah.
All right. So after now that we both said our piece, do we want to change our mind on it, or are we still gonna say nah, we're solid on our choices?
I'm going to stick with my choice because while I very much understand your reasoning for picking Pidgey, it's mostly out of your personal experiences with the Pokemon, which I do not share.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I will stick with my decision on Boldore.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you?
Again, because of my personal history, I feel like I can't abandon my Pidgey.
Okay, so
so because we had this problem, we have brought in a third party. He's not on the podcast right now, but he has been on it before. His name's Potter. He also does some editing on the videos. So yes. I have him in the sidelines on our phone, and I just texted him Boldore versus Pidgey who would win. So he will be the one to decide who moves on to the next round.
Yes.
He will be our tiebreaker. But for now, while we wait for his response, let's move on to the next seed, which is gonna be I can't read. Deoxys, the Gen 3 legendary from Psychic Mythical legendary from Gen 3. I already said Gen 3. Versus Girafarig, the normal Psychic Pokemon from Gen 2 is a palindrome.
Yes.
Okay, so Who'd you pick, Michael? Who was the winner?
I picked Deoxys.
I also picked Deoxys. Okay, do you want to explain your reasoning first?
Cool, awesome DNA alien Pokemon with 4 separate forms that, you can do, but with that eventually got a very, very cool special episode in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire to play with.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Versus Girafarig, and also Destiny Deoxys is one of the movies I remember the most well from growing up. So there's also that. Versus Girafarig, a Pokemon who is not fully... who was supposed to be more of a palindrome, because it was literally going to be the same thing on both sides of the body, just in different colors, and would have evolved from a Pokemon called Twins, and would have been normal dark, ended up being this, like, technically a giraffe, but not really a giraffe Pokemon, that just had a sentient tail that was just a featureless face. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with most of that. I think I have a more charitable opinion of Girafarig than you. I still
really like Girafarig. Because it's just fun, because it's like I was going to say the only normal psychic type, but that's not true because Meloetta exists.
Yes.
But so it's fun, and it's Gen 2, so I have an extra fondness for it that some people might not. But again, a lot of odd things are up with Girafarig.
Yeah, and I think personally for me, if when I ran the random number generator and I saw Girafarig was on the list, I was like, ooh, Girafarig, like I feel like that one might like make it to the next round, and so I feel like if it had been paired up with a different Pokemon, Girafarig might have been in the next round, but it's kind of like a Cherubi situation. But I feel like Girafarig, like if it was Girafarig versus Cherubi, I feel like I would pick Girafarig just because I think it has a better design, and I've always really liked Girafarig, how it looks. But like, I mean, Deoxys is amazing. So like, it's kind of like choosing between a artesian pizza and a DiGiorno frozen pizza that has a lot of frostbite on it. It's like,
even though
frozen pizza
even though your choice would be neither, because you would die.
Yes. I'm using a metaphor that most people can understand, Michael.
Fair.
So Deoxys, also, last thing I'll say, Deoxys' theme song is awesome, is a bop, and I love it.
Yeah.
I will listen to it out of context because I like it that much. It's a great theme song. Okay, so next seed. You want to read this one?
Yeah.
Michael? Yeah, go for it.
It's Audino versus Shroomish.
Cool.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Shroomish, and this was not very hard for me. I
apparently wrote down Audino, but when I was sitting here before I looked at it, I was thinking I'm sure I picked Shroomish, and I'm like, why did I pick Audino? I don't know.
I don't know. Nice.
So I'm just gonna go with Shroomish, and it's mostly because of the fact that it evolves into Breloom, which I love.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunately
I do.
Not so much about this Pokemon, but rather its evolved form that makes me really like it, though it's also fun to find early on in the game of Ruby, Sapphire, and those games. And Audino is, again, one of those copy-pastes, make some changes of Chansey in Gen 5. But, and like, it was nice that, like, it was a very rare encounter that could offer you a lot of XP all around the region. But that doesn't deal with the design at all. And also, I'm still like, why is it the only Generation 5 Pokemon with a Mega Evolution? And why is the Mega's ability worse than its regular ability?
Yeah, Mega Aldino is kind of meh, which is unfortunate. But I mean, like, you know, I don't have any bad things to say about Aldino either. I do think a lot of my reasoning for picking Shroomish is, again, like what you said, it evolves into Breloom. And also, I mean, again, Shroomish was one of the first Pokemon I ever used when I played Gen 3 back in the day, so
Yeah.
it was on my first official full team. So, you know, I gotta pick it for that reason.
Yeah.
So, and also Shroomish itself is really cute. It's a really cute,
Yes.
cute way to do a mushroom Pokemon.
Though he is grumpy.
He's a grumpy boy, but he's also a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shroomish moves on. Audino, just don't bother being a Mega. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Next seed, in my opinion, the toughest choice I had to make in this entire thing.
Yep.
For at least for me, and that is between Tornadus, the pure flying type, Gen 5. I don't know what they're called. What's the trio's name?
Kami Trio.
The Kami Trio. Versus Buzzwole, the mosquito-based Ultra Beast that's bug fighting type from Gen 7. This was so close.
Mm-hmm.
I want to emphasize again that, like, I feel bad for choosing one because I literally like these two basically evenly.
Yeah.
But for me, I decided to go down with Tornadus.
Okay, because I went with Buzzwole.
Oh, another matchup. Oh no. I figured this one was going to be, if there was any one of them that was most likely to be one we'd argue over, this one was probably it. Because, like, boy. Okay, so do you want me to talk about why I picked Tornadus, or do you want to defend Buzzwole first?
You talk about Tornadus first, since it is first in the order.
Sure. Okay, so like I said, Tornadus and Buzzwole, I like them both pretty much the same in terms of their design and their, like, influences and everything like that. I think the Kami Trio are very weird Pokemon, but I think they're really cool. I liked how back in Gen 5, if you were to try and encounter them, you could tell if they were in the area when the weather changed, and I thought that was really cool. I like Tornadus's, the different forms that Tornadus has. I mean, I would say that Tornadus's alternate form might be the weirdest looking one out of the Kami Trio, but, you know, it's still cool. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Buzzwole, again, has a great design. If we were judging this purely on design, I think I might have come out on Buzzwole's side, because, like, it's a really creative way to, like, do a mosquito Pokemon. But yeah, most of the reason why I chose Tornadus is honestly because I think Tornadus is a little better in competitive play, and I think I like it more for that reason. Mm-hmm. I know that seems like a really weird reason to, like, go for Tornadus over Buzzwole, but that's the reason that's how I decided for myself which one I thought was better.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's my defense for Tornadus. What about you for Buzzwole?
For Buzzwole, I agree with your points on Tornadus. It being a very interesting member of that legendary trio. It's weird. It's a weird group, but okay. Though it's I was going to say it's alternate mode.
Oh my god.
It's alternate.
Stop trying to promote Transformers on this channel, Michael.
How dare I, the self-promoted Transformers channel? How dare I? But
exactly.
The bird, it being a pure flying type bird, is surprisingly odd, considering the other two are an electric flying snake and a ground flying lion thing.
Yeah.
Or tiger, I don't know. Big cat. But Buzzwole is particularly interesting and preferable to me, mostly because in many reasons because it's kind of a meme. Like, it's literally got the name Swole in it, Buzz Swole, as well as design-wise, because it is a superly roided out mosquito. But it also happens to have a lot of personality because all of the time it's just flexing. It's just flexing on you in battle. Even when it faints, it's flexing on you. And I remember seeing a clip from the Pokemon anime where they encountered a Buzzwole and were trying to capture it in an Ultra Ball. And it literally sucks down a Snorlax into like a straw, as skinny as a straw.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
And then it's beating the crap out of like Pikachu and whatnot. And then Kyowe, who is part of Ash's friend group, if you haven't been watching the anime, just starts flexing, trying to show like respect or something to Buzzwole, and then it starts flexing, and it gets knocked out when it's distracted flexing and easily caught.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Yeah. Like I said, it just, and also the fun times because of like before the games, we knew this Pokemon existed, but we didn't know what the heck was up with it because it was early enough before we got the games where we thought it was entirely possible that the Pokemon that would become Nihilego, we would come to know as Nihilego, was actually Lily, or Lily was the disguise of a Nihilego. Pheromosa was the disguise of Lusamine, and with how Gladion was always clenching his one hand in tightness, and people thinking, and his clothes were torn. It's like, wait, could he be the Buzzwole and he like has to break out of his clothes? It was just a fun period of theorizing and curiosity and interest related around the Pokemon. So yeah, it was. I like it. I like it more than Tornadus.
Okay.
Yeah. So
are you gonna stick with Buzzwole over Tornadus?
I am sticking with Buzzwole over Tornadus.
Okay, and I actually think I'm gonna switch over to Buzzwole now.
Okay.
I think my decision, because it's more competitively viable, I feel like I'm not feeling that decision as well. I think your points about it having a lot of character are very true. Yeah. And I don't know. I think I probably do like its design a little better than I like Tornadus's. Okay. So I think I should just go with my gut on that one. Yeah. I do respect Tornadus a lot though, and I do think it's a really good Pokemon. And like I said, this was such a close seed. Like, oh my god. Yeah. It was so close, but Buzzwole gets it. So good on Buzzwole. He flexed enough. Tornadus needs to do some more. He needs to stop mixing leg day. Yeah. Okay, so next seed we got. Why don't you take this one, Michael?
The next one we have is Basculin versus Poliwag.
This is a very interesting seed.
Oh yeah, I never explained them. Basculin is the Gen 5 fish Pokemon, and Poliwag is the Gen 1 tadpole Pokemon. Both pure water types. I think this is the first... No, wait, I was going to say this was the first one that matched up, but Froakie and Fiona are both also pure water types.
Yep. Yes. So, water versus water. I decided to go with Poliwag on this one. Because, I mean, I don't know. I just don't have many opinions on Basculin. Yeah. And to be fair, I don't have too many opinions on Poliwag either, but Poliwag, but it's, I don't know, cute. Poliwag's just more interesting to me.
But it's cute and has an interesting origin.
Yeah. Whereas Basculin's kind of like, here's a fish.
Hi, I'm a fish because there's not a lot of fish in the region, so I'm a fish with two different forms.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know I said that about Pidgey. Like, I know that, I guess Pidgey's just a bird, but I think Pidgey's different because it
Because it's Gen 1, huh? You're such a Gen 1er.
Excuse you. Look, I picked Pyukumuku over Execute. I think that's enough to establish my.
I know.
I don't have a particular ties to Gen 1.
'Twas a joke. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. But I don't know. I think unless I had somehow a personal connection with Basculin, I don't think I would have gone for it. And I think the same thing with Pidgey too. I said, like, if I didn't have a strong connection to Pidgey, I probably wouldn't have picked it over Voltorb. But
yeah.
I don't know. Poliwag just has more going on. I think I like its swirl. I think the swirl's really cool.
Yeah.
Its evolution line is really interesting. It's a solid Pokemon. Whereas Basculin, that's my opinion. What are you? Who'd you pick?
I picked Poliwag.
Okay.
So we good there.
Cool. Let's go to the next seed then, unless you have other things to say about either of those Pokemon.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so next one we got Palisand, the Sandcastle Ghost-type Pokemon from Gen 7, versus Magmar, the Fire Duck Pokemon from Gen 1. Yeah, the Fire Duck, basically.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Golduck's weird cousin.
Yes.
So Golduck, if you smoked too many cigarettes, I'm sorry. So I went with Palisand on this one. Where'd you go, Michael?
I went with Palisand too.
Oh, how did I know? How did I exactly know?
I love ghost Pokemon. I don't know why. I hate haunted houses, but I love ghost Pokemon so much.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I think for me, I picked Palisand because I think it's just really cute and really cool too.
Yes.
I think sandcastles are really interesting, and possessed sandcastle is a really interesting design. Hold on one second.
Also, while we're waiting for her, it is one of the few Pokemon that is actively shown killing another Pokemon, as the artwork that came out during the preview of Sun and Moon includes a Pikachu of a Palisand swallowing a Pikachu whole with its eyes marked out, and it's so sad. It's so sad, and it's such a murderer.
Yeah, no, Palisand is somehow very interesting and yet also really creepy at the same time, and I like it a lot.
Yes.
I think I like Magmar in theory, but I don't think I like it enough to beat out Palisand.
Yeah.
And I just don't have too many. Again, I don't. It's like kind of like with Aldino. I don't have anything against Magmar. I just don't have much to say about it in comparison to Palisand. So.
Yeah.
This is why I went with Palisand.
Mm-hmm. Next round.
Okay. Why don't you take this one?
This round is Circuitry, the Generation 7 electric type Ultra Beast that looks like a Christmas tree, and Aeron, the Generation 3 Steel Rock type eating dirt and minerals Pokemon. I was trying to think of something.
Nice description.
I was trying to think of something clever to say, but I'm like, I don't know what this is. All I know, it evolves into like a giant Godzilla creature made of metal.
Yes.
Yeah. So
the Mecha Godzilla before actual Mecha Godzilla.
Yes.
Anyway, so I decided this was another tough one for me because I like both these Pokemon quite a bit. But I ended up going with Aeron. Aeron stole my heart, and I must keep it. What?
Potter finally responded to the one from a while ago.
Oh, okay.
And he said he accidentally said bonfire.
Bonfire.
But he meant Boldor.
Bonfire. I'm sorry, that's really funny. Yeah. Okay, next time I have a Boldor, I'm naming it Bonfire.
Wait, Potter, make up your mind.
Wait, actually, Pidgey?
Are you sure?
So our friend say, wait, actually, Pidgey. It's so small, but it can fly you. That's a good point. I agree with him there.
Okay, so...
So wait, is it Boldor or Pidgey?
I guess...
Boldor...
Pidgey?
It can it can pick your fat blank up and take you across a country. So I guess Potter likes it because Pidgey is a tour de force.
Yeah.
So cool. So I guess for now, Pidgey takes the other one. Round 7.
Yeah.
Yay for Pidgey!
Yay.
I'm so happy.
That is the.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
That is the only round that I've picked so far that I have lost.
Wah, wah, wah.
I mean, granted, you've only lost one as well. Because
we've agreed on pretty much every one of these for the most part.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be interesting because in my notes, I did write down Circuitry.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still agonizing over it because, again, Circuitry, like Buzzwole, was one of those Ultra Beasts we didn't know a lot about. We thought it might be Guzma. Though it is more so just like sentient pile of cables that look like a Christmas tree, vaguely. But Aron, while a simple little dirt dino thing, it has a particularly interestingly fun place in my heart because A, Aggron is dope, and B, Shiny Aron was the first shiny I ever encountered. However, I did not know what it was at the time, and it ran away from me. No, I accidentally killed it.
God dang.
And
yikes.
Because I had already been in the Elite Four, I was going back to the cave where Aron spawned in Ruby and Sapphire, and then it glowed weird. It had the red eyes. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Let's try throwing a Pokeball because I also didn't have a lot of Pokeballs on hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried throwing a Pokeball. It didn't work. I'm like, okay, let's see if I can't weaken it a little bit. And I just O-code it because all of my Pokemon were like level 60 and it was level 12. So I'll make it easy and switch my vote over to Aron.
Okay. I mean, you could argue for Circuitry if you want. I wouldn't put past you. Circuitry's really cool.
I mean, I already explained why I picked Circuitry in the first place.
Right.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, and I think again, we're sort of on the same wavelength on Circuitry. Like, I really like Circuitry a lot. I think it's like a really creative way to like make wires into a Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I gotta go with Aron because I just think it's so cute. I think its evolution line is really cool. I always have a soft spot for Gen 3. And I think I don't know if I've used Aggron on my team ever, but I've definitely used Aron before, so I just like it. I just like Aron. Aron is cute and cuddly and I love it. Yeah. It's not cuddly, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's as cuddly as a steel rock type could be. Because it's pretty smooth.
So Circuitry moves Aron moves on.
Yeah.
Aron. Okay. In the next one we got Staryu,
the alien starfish.
Oh, okay, starfish. I forgot what a starfish was for a second. I was like, Staryu is I know it's a star. But like, what's the other part of it? I forget. And then you're like, starfish. I'm like, oh, okay, a starfish.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That checks out. Oh boy. Yeah, so Starfish, Gen 1 Pokemon versus Lampent, the Gen 5 Lamp Ghost Pokemon. So I already know what you're picking.
Lampent all the way!
Yep.
Because...
And,
sorry.
Let's go.
Your pick.
Go.
No, you...
My pick is, so this one was actually super close for me, too. I think it was probably less close for you, Michael.
Yeah.
But I ended up going with Lampent as well.
Woo.
Just because I think it looks cuter. I mean, Staryu, I have mad respect for Staryu, but
yeah.
I think if it was Starmie versus Lampent, I probably would have gone with Starmie, but Lampent beats Staryu, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really have much reason. I don't really have a lot to say about either of them. Just I think Lampent's better.
Yeah.
You take it away. You have more to say. So.
Lampent, I adore because before Generation 5 came out, I had a concept for a 3-stage Ghost Fire evolutionary line that went from Candle to Candelabra to Chandelier that I thought was cool and would love to see. And then Gen 5 came around and like, here you go, except like the middle stage is like a street lamp for some reason, but regardless, here you go. And I'm like, yes, and it's good, and I played with it, and it's great, and yeah. Like I said, I love the spoops. I love them spoops.
You are the spook boy.
Spoopy, scary, boy.
Okay, so next seed. Why don't you...
Litleo, the Generation 6 Fire Normal-type Lion, and Voltorb, the Generation 1 Electric-type Pokemon.
All right, yeah.
And we were one off from 666.
We were. I'm very upset that Vivillon did not make it into this competition, but I mean, like, I get it. It's the Satan number. You don't want to have the devil involved in this because Vivillon would cheat. So I understand.
But yeah, I went with Litleo. I
went with Voltorb.
Oh,
okay. We got another fight.
Feet.
All right. So another feet.
I went with Litleo. Because I'm pretty sure I had it on my Kalos team.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did. I can't remember quite, but I do remember being excited about Litleo because, hey, we finally got like a proper lion Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Luxray was technically a lion.
It's a lynx. It's a lynx.
Okay, that's fair. It is.
Yeah. At least the first two were lynxes, so it's still a big cat, but and then how it evolved into Pyroar, I loved it. Even though the female technically shouldn't have that much hair, but you know what? It's fine because it would look really weird if it was just bald.
Right.
I was interested in the fire normal typing, but it ends up working out very well. Just because of that hyper voice flamethrower combo is good. It's very good and very fun. Where Voltorb, like, definitely one of the classics is the original Mimic Pokemon. Well, in terms of like standard RPG stuff, is a Mimic, not a Mimic like Ditto, because it literally can mimic anything, or move Mimic. But it is also one of those Pokemon that is definitely one of the ones where it's like, you're complaining about designs in the current generation? Look at this. It's a Pokeball with eyes, and it's not even like an actual Pokeball. It's technically more based off like the Capsulemon balls things.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the dot.
No.
So Voltorb's cool, and Voltorb's very all around.
It's all around because it's a sphere.
I do not care what you say after this. I will not switch to Voltorb from Litleo because of that joke.
What? That's so unfair. That's so unfair. Come on, that should be the whole reason why you switched from Voltorb, okay? That pun should have been the big factor.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Anyway, your points on Voltorb?
So for me, I think the reason why I went with Voltorb over Litleo is just because, while I appreciate Litleo being like the first genuine lion Pokemon, and I do like it's the later stages how it has a male-female variant that looks really cool. I don't know. I think I like Voltorb a little more. I think it explodes all the time. It's a little bit of a meme. And I don't know, there's something charming about just having a Pokemon that's just a ball that looks like a Pokeball but isn't. I don't know.
Okay.
I respect it for again being a mimic and sort of finding a really creative way to incorporate like a mimic into the Pokemon universe, because yeah, you are right, mimics are definitely a standard in the RPG genre.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always interested to see how mimics like get incorporated into those games. So I think Voltorb is really unique in that sense.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, like they're both really close to me. Like this tie, there wasn't like a lot of like, Litleo I still respect, but I don't know. I think I just think Voltorb's a lot cooler.
Yeah,
it's just me.
Gotcha. So
you've already said how you're not moving off Litleo.
No.
And I don't think I'm moving off Voltorb either.
So Potter.
Yep, 2 Potter. Let me do Voltorb. Let's do it.
While she sends that message, I'll get started talking about the next grouping. The next scene. We have Laurentiis, the Generation 7 plant that looks like a praying mantis. And then Wynot, the psychic type baby form of Wobbuffet introduced in Generation 3.
Yes. All right, who'd you go with?
I went with Laurentiis.
I also went with Laurentiis.
Yay!
Woo! Okay, that's cool. So we don't have to make our case here.
No, because
I had it's really funny when you were telling me about the whole Pokemon evolutionary tree before we recorded this. I was like, I have a feeling Michael's going to pick Laurentiis now if he's saying so much about it.
Yeah.
But like, I do agree. Laurentiis is a really interesting, cool Pokemon. I mean, I will always remember it for how much of a pain in the tuchus that fight in Gen 7 was.
Yes.
Oh my god. That grass trial was nonsense.
It was one of the hardest totem battles in those games. And guess what? It was the grass type that was the pain in the butt. When does that happen? When is the grass type the hard type to beat?
Yeah, like no, I think it really shines a lot, and I think it has a really cool design. I just like it a lot. Why not? Wynot's really cute, and Wobbuffet's a fun Pokemon, but I mean, I feel like if it was Wobbuffet versus Laurentiis, I feel like it'd be a tougher fight.
Yes.
But Wynot's kind of it's the baby version of a Pokemon,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah.
It's interesting, and I like its name, but
yes.
Maybe another day. Why not?
Maybe another day.
Yeah.
But our next round we have Dugtrio, the Generation 1 Triple Diglett Pokemon, and Galvantula, the Generation 5 Bug Electric Tarantula.
Yep. So this one,
we already know what the other picked because both of us are basically like open books if you know us well enough and our Pokemon preferences, or as long as you know that Alyssa likes spooters or spiders, if you don't know the term spooter. So we both went with the Galvantula.
Yeah. I mean, it was no contest for me.
No.
I gotta stick with my boys.
Like, Dugtrio is cool and whatnot, and is powerful, and would probably beat Galvantula in a one-on-one fight, but Galvantula is just so freaking cool!
It is. And I do respect Dugtrio a lot.
Yeah. And,
like, I almost, like, part of me would definitely pick Dugtrio in a lot of other situations, especially with its Alolan form, because the freaking hair gets me every time.
Yeah.
Like I think if Dugtrio was paired up with something else in this lineup, I think I probably would have chosen it. But like I said, I can't not pick Galvantula if it's in the lineup. So,
Indeed. So I'm just going to move forward then.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interestingly tough one. I feel like.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even pick for this one. Crap. Fungus
Oh no.
versus Nidoran male.
Yeah. This is a really tough one.
Yeah, I want to pick before you say what you picked.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
I think I'm gonna go with Nidoran male.
Okay.
Because it's a Pokemon you encounter very early in Generation 1 related games and is a very good Pokemon to use against Brock, who's the first gym leader, and Nidoking is dope. Though Fungus, while just cute, does evolve into a Moongus, who is very much a big threat when it comes to the battlefield and competitive. And also, they have punny names, though they also have mushrooms that look like Pokeballs for some evolutionary reason.
Yes.
Who did you go with?
So I went with Fungus, actually. I don't know. I guess I just really like Mimic Pokemon. What can I say?
Yeah.
I just think Fungus is just so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Its cuteness is just...
Yeah.
Oh my god. It is the cutest.
Yeah.
And I love it for that reason. I think that I feel like if Fungus was paired up with other things, I don't think it's very high on my favorite list in general, but
yeah.
Nidoran M, like I said, I agree with you that like Nidoran M is very powerful, but I don't know, I guess I was just never a big fan of the Nido lines.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about them. They just never really did it for me. Whereas Fungus, I just look at it and I'm like, I want to squish it against me forever. It is so cute.
Yeah.
It would probably poison me, but like I don't care.
Yeah.
so that's how I feel. There's no other really big reason. I don't even know. Honestly, I think in terms of the mimics, I honestly think that Voltorb, in terms of design, would win out for me because it's just literally a Pokeball, and it makes more sense than Fungus. But I do like Fungus just because of how cute it is. It's just the cuteness. That's really it. And Amoonguss is also really powerful too, so I respect Amoonguss for that reason. But if it's just Fungus we're talking about, then just the cuteness just takes it for me. So that's why I chose Amoonguss.
So yeah, with your discussion, I'll definitely switch over to Fungus.
Woo! I did it!
Yeah.
Fungus moves on!
Also, Potter responded for the Litleo versus Voltorb, and he went with Litleo because normal typing allows it to wall specs Ghastly, and it has Moxie, and it's so effing cute.
Look at Potter doing those showdown lingo. Okay,
you're getting away from the microphone again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I guess I lost that one. Litleo moves on. Goodbye, Voltorb.
Yep.
Okay, so then now we got our next tie-up matchup. Gotharita, the Gen 5 middle stage psychic goth girl, and Sudowoodo, the Gen 2 bonsai tree.
Yep. Also,
you're tree, by the way.
You're still sounding weird.
Oh, do I sound better now?
No.
How am I? What's weird about my voice?
It's kind of like a weird robotic key echo.
Oh, I think that might be Skype. I don't know. I think it's me.
Okay. So previously, it just happened to clear up when you move closer.
Oh, okay. So I'll just have to force my mouth to be as close to the microphone as possible.
No. What I'm saying is it may have conveniently stopped when.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay. So.
Well, anyway.
I went with Sudowoodo.
Okay.
What did you go with?
I also went with Sudowoodo. This was no contest.
No, yeah.
I was like, almost like Sudowoodo wins. It just does.
Like, I appreciate the idea behind Gotharita, but I feel like that would have made more sense as a psychic dark type, which also would have been more interesting, especially in Gen 5. Also, the only thing I really have going for it is that during Gen 5, when Gotharita was really around, I had a variation of a Beatles song stuck in my head. Lovely Rita, meter maid. And I just did Gotha Rita, meter maid.
Cute.
Yeah, but Sudowoodo is the classic, is even more of a mimic than Voltorb is, even though it has only worked in like before the 3D model games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see them try to be like, oh no, there's a tree blocking your path. Oh no, it's a Sudowoodo. Whoever would have thought?
Yeah. Yeah, I do really like Sudowoodo. I mean, like its name is so clever. I love it so much, and it's just such a dorky Pokemon. And I gotta be, as a fellow dork, I have to choose it. It's a kindred spirit, so that's my reasoning behind Sudowoodo.
Okay. All right, next round.
So Sudowoodo moves on.
Yay.
Next seed we got Happiny, the Gen 4 baby Pokemon for the Chansey line.
Mm-hmm.
And Tynamo, the Gen 5 eelfish light bulb Pokemon.
Yep.
It's hard to describe what Tynamo is.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you go with?
So, this one was surprisingly tough because I don't know. I think I like them both equally, but I went with Happiny.
I went with Tynamo.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I'll stand behind Happiny.
Yeah.
So I went with Happiny because I remember, like, when I played Gen 4, I was not aware Happiny existed in the game, and then when I got that egg from the lady, I was like, ooh, what's this? And then it was Happiny. And I don't know, I like Happiny's little pigtail, a little ponytail. I think it's really cute. And I like how it holds like a stone because it's in prep to hold an egg. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cute too. I guess it's not particularly necessary as a Pokemon, but and like Tynamo is really cool design, and Electros is like freaking awesome. But I don't know. I think the fact that Tynamo is just such a lame Pokemon kind of detracts a lot for me. So Happiny, like, okay, put it this way: I don't really have that much attachment to Happiny, and I don't really have too much to say really in regards to Happiny or why it's better. I just think it's better than Tynamo. I just don't particularly care for Tynamo too much.
Yeah.
So Happiny wins by default. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really have a lot of passion behind Happiny's the best. It's just more like, I mean, if you had to make me choose, it's Happiny.
Yeah.
That's kind of my mood for this one.
Okay.
What about you? Maybe you can convince me to go for the Tynamo.
I went with Tynamo because, yes, it does evolve into Electros, and that's really cool. It does also evolve into Electric, and that is also an amazing pun.
It is.
Tynamo is just a cute little white eel fish leech thing. Good boy that is white, kind of transparent, glows. Does have a limited move pool, but one of those limited moves is Charge Beam, so it can keep revving up its power. And I mean, yeah, I do not have much personal attachment to it, but I like it more than Happiny is the thing. Like, yeah, it was a bit tough, okay. But outside of Happiny being in the anime for a bit, and even though I watched a lot of the Sinnoh stuff, I don't particularly remember Happiny all too well for some reason, except for like the one time it lifted like an entire lake's worth of ice.
What? Wow.
A lake got frozen and then it lifted it above its head because apparently it had no strength, but also it's got like one of the worst attack stats in the game. So I don't know.
Amazing. All right. Well, yeah, I guess neither of us are particularly passionate about either of these Pokemon to some degree. I mean, I guess you're more passionate about Tynamo than I am about Happiny, but yeah. I think I'm still gonna stick with Happiny. Like I said, I just really don't care for Tynamo, so I just don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with Tynamo. So Potter, Happiny
yes. V, Tynamo.
And
Dynamo
the
thoughts.
next round is Feebas, the Generation 3 Ugly Fish Pokemon, versus Grimer, the Generation 1 Pile of Sludge.
Indeed.
2 ugly Pokemon here.
I mean, that's fair. Grimer is pretty gross.
Yeah.
So
I personally went with Grimer.
Okay.
Alyssa?
I went with Phoebus.
Okay.
So I guess I'll defend Phoebus. So
Yes.
The reason why I like Phoebus is because, well, okay, so the argument against Phoebus I can see people making is, oh, it's just Magikarp again. It's the same concept. And I'm like, yes, I acknowledge that. However, I feel like Phoebus is Magikarp's concept, but better. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Magikarp, and I love Gyarados. I'm on record saying that Gyarados is one of my favorites, if not my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. So definitely I'm not trying to throw shade at Magikarp and Gyarados. I think they're both solid pokes. However, in terms of Magikarp's concept as a really weak Pokemon that you have to train a lot in order to evolve into something powerful, like, while it's not fun to have a Magikarp on your team, you only got to raise it to level 20 and then you have a Gyarados.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Phoebus, it's rare, and once you fish it out, you have to not only level it up to level... What's the level?
You don't
30?
have to level it.
Oh, that's right. You have to make it beautiful.
Yes.
By grinding for beauty things.
Yes.
So, or whatever however you raise beauty in whichever game we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or not, if it's Gen 5, which that's one of the things I don't like about Gen 5 because they had to ruin Phoebus for me. but basically, my point is that it's way more difficult to get a Milotic than it is to get a Gyarados.
Yeah.
And I think that the difficulty of getting Milotic, turning Phoebus and Milotic, is kind of what the Magikarp and Gyarados is going for, and I think that they really did a great job of making this Pokemon and sort of making you really work for it.
Mm-hmm.
And Milotic's solid. It's a solid Pokemon, so that's why I'm going with Phoebus. And also, I mean, like, I really like Alolan Grimer a lot,
yes,
and Alolan Grimer is kind of what makes this kind of tough for me. I think if it was just regular Grimer, I'd be like, meh. But Alolan Grimer is just really cool. So I do acknowledge that I really like Alolan Grimer, and I have used Alolan Muck on my team before. But I don't know. I just really respect Phoebus's design more than I do Grimer, I think. Mm-hmm. Even though I have used Alolan Muck on my team.
Yeah. Potter responded about the Happiny Tynamo question.
Okay, what did he say?
Tynamo. Happiny is one of those useless Gen 4 Babymon that are better off not being born.
Oh no!
Also,
damn.
Tynamo extra cute.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. All right, I'll cut my losses. Okay. Tynamo's moving on.
All right. So
okay.
For me, for Grimer, while the regular form is not too exciting, well, I mean, like the base stages, but then you evolve it into Muck, and then regular Muck is not too different from regular Grimer. It's just bigger.
Yeah.
It's still an interesting concept that originated in Generation 1 and that ended up getting executed a lot better in Generation 7, with it being more of an oil spill kind of a thing and also having hard, solidified bits of it that it can use for biting attacks and such. I think that is a lot better than just a pile of sludge, but it's a pile of colorful sludge with bits of solidified debris making up parts of its body to make it more effective in battle. Whereas Feebas, while I definitely agree with you saying what you're saying about its Magikarp done better, Feebas was just too hard to find. Literally, one route you can find it on, out of all of the water tiles on that route, only 6 of them per day, and it's like, what, a 5% chance you actually hook it in those water tiles?
Yeah, that's pretty fair. It is a really hard Pokemon to find.
Yeah, so if it was a little more common, I probably wouldn't mind so much because because then on top of that, the rarity, you also have to raise its beauty a lot. Like, you have to max the beauty, basically. It's not like with Eevee into Sylveon in Gen 2, you only had to get it to 2 Affection Hearts. No, you gotta basically get it max beauty. So,
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that the Prism Scale is an option, especially since they realize, okay, we can't force contests to be a thing in every generation.
Right.
Though I do understand where you're coming from, that you're annoyed that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly just because of the difficulty, because Milotic is great. Just mostly the annoyingness of specifically trying to find a Feebas. I'm like,
right.
I go with Grimer.
Okay. And honestly, I mean, like, I understand that. I respect your decision. And I mean, like, this is, again, really tough because I do really like Alolan Muck so much, but it's just, I think we're going to have to leave this one up to our tiebreaker on this one because I don't want to, I think I want to stay firm on Phoebus here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So next round is Sandshrew versus Charjabug. Sandshrew, the Generation 7 roundy brick boy of ground typing, and Charjabug, the Generation 7 bug battery.
Yes. So for this one, I went with Sandshrew on this one.
So did I.
Yo.
Because
finally on one we agree on again.
Yeah. Because regular Sandshrew is so cute. But also
it is so adorable. Yes, I agree.
But Alolan Sandshrew is even more adorable. It's like a little igloo, and it's a what's the ice
Pangolinian?
game?
Pangolinian, I think.
No. What's the Olympic sport where like there's the dudes with the big puck, and like they have to sweep in front of it?
I know what you're talking about. Oh my god, why can't I remember the name too?
Yeah, but it's also basically one of those with
curling.
Yeah, curling.
Curling.
Yeah, it's like one of those curling things because it basically that's how it has to roll because it's gotten so fat and hard and its back got so hard it can't roll up properly anymore. So is adorable. Also, if Sandshrew were to have evolved far enough away from Sandshrew that I could have gotten a new name, I definitely think it would have been called Igshrew.
Oh, yeah, that would. I think that would have been cute.
Igshro.
Okay, so and I agree. Like, I mean, Charjabug I think is really cool way to make like a battery look awesome.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like fat bugs kind of look like batteries. So I think that's really cool design wise. But I mean, Sandshrew just has more going for it, and I agree. Yeah. Like, its Alolan form is really cute. I really like how cute. Sandshrew's just so cute. I agree. I think we're both just like, aw, Sandshrew. Like that's most of our reasoning here.
Yeah.
Unless I'm wrong.
No, yeah, it's basically the reasoning. Potter did respond. He went with Grimer. Feebas is great and all, but it was part of an abandoned Gen 3 mechanic and side quest of the contest. Grimer takes it with its superior Alolan form.
Well, guess I'm a Larry Loner on this one.
Yeah.
Grimer versus Sand. I mean, look, I don't mind. I really don't. Like, I do respect Alolan Grimer a lot, so yeah. I think it deserves the win.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Next up. Oh boy, I will be very surprised if we don't pick the same one on this one.
Yeah, me too, man.
This one is Quagsire versus Pansear. Mm-hmm. And I'm certain we both went with Quagsire, am I right?
No, I obviously went with Pansear because Pansear is the best Pokemon in this entire game. Fight me! No, I'm just kidding. It's Quagsire. I went with Quagsire. Of course I went with Quagsire.
Doa! If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch our playthrough of Pokemon Coliseum. Not a lot of people have been watching that one. It was so fun. It was so good.
Yes.
Please watch.
In case you haven't heard through the grapevine, we have a gaming channel, RDSJ Gaming. And currently we're playing. Well, we as of right now, we finished it, but
the episodes are currently going up.
We're still uploading episodes, so please go check it out. We had a really great team, and one of the breakout star members of that team was Quagsire, aka DJ Joa. She was amazing. She was awesome.
Yes.
She was the MVP of that entire team, and I loved Quagsire for that reason.
Yes.
I mean, I liked Quagsire before that point.
Yeah.
I think when we went through the playthrough in that game, and I saw that Quagsire was available, I got really hyped for that.
Yeah.
But I think my love has grown like tenfold.
Yeah.
For Quagsire.
Even if we didn't have that connection, I still would have gone for that over Pansear.
Oh yeah, of course. Pansear. I mean, like, can we? Is there anything we can say about Pansear?
I mean, personally, I do want to say that when the elemental monkeys were about, I didn't view them as harshly as other people. I liked the idea of like basically a second, less powerful round of starter Pokemon, and especially with how it worked with the first gym. I thought that was a cool way to introduce them. I definitely understand where it went wrong with the evolved forms, but like if it was the base stages, or if the base stages evolved into better forms or looked better, I think they could be a lot better. And also, I'm admittedly surprised there wasn't some form of a spin-off game where the elemental monkeys were the starters.
Yeah.
Like kind of like
me too.
Like a Pokemon Ranger, or maybe another like XD or Coliseum or something. Kind of small like that, where you still had the option you could explore, but you didn't like do a gym challenge or anything. You had to do this gimmicky thing for that game.
Right.
So yeah, again, I do not mind them in concept, and Pansear is so good, but I do now understand that why Simisear just sucks.
Yeah, and I also don't have like, I do want to give a shout out that I like the idea of the elemental monkeys kind of being based off like the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil phrase.
Mantra, yeah.
And like I'm always here for dem literary references, but they just pale in comparison to something like Quagsire, who is the most solid boy in the bunch.
Yes.
And
All right.
Yes, definitely Quagsire.
Yep.
I hope Quagsire at least makes it to the semifinals.
Yes.
That's my hope. We'll see how it shakes out.
Next round, Chestnut versus Talo.
Oh no!
I skipped one. Sorry.
That.
Unpheasant versus Snorlax.
Yes.
Unpheasant, the Generation 5 evolved Route 1 bird, and Snorlax, the Generation 1 giant hungry teddy bear.
That's a good way to describe Snorlax.
Yeah.
So who did you go for, Michael?
I went with Snorlax.
I also went for Snorlax. Now
Yay!
I know what you all are thinking. Alyssa, isn't your icon PETA? Shouldn't you have? Doesn't that mean you would really like Unpheasant? No, it does not mean that I really like Unpheasant. I mean, like, I like its, like, gendered, the gender dimorphism. That's not what it's called, but, like, gender variant. There we go. Because that's actually how peasants look. But, I never was a huge fan of the PETA line, which I know sounds really stupid because I've made my entire online brand around PETA, but it's not amongst my faves Pokemon. I feel like if this was PETA, if PETA was in this lineup, I would definitely stand by it, if only because it's literally me at this point, and I gotta stand by myself, right?
Yeah.
But Unpheasant isn't PETA, so I feel comfortable saying that Snorlax is definitely the superior Pokemon in this lineup. Snorlax is cuddly, it's cute, it's
popular, it's recognizable,
it's popular,
it's hilarious,
it's really funny. It's pretty like not like nothing to sneeze at in competitive play. It's just it's a unit. It is a unit. If there's any Pokemon that exemplifies units, it is definitely Snorlax, and I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
So
All right, so now it's time for Chestnut, the Generation 6 Grass-type final evolved form that is a knight, and Tailo, the Route 1 bird for the Hoenn region, even though it never actually appears on Route 1.
No, it does not.
It's Route 2?
Yeah, technically Wingull appears before
Yes.
Tailo does.
Yeah.
So is Wingull actually the secret
Dun, dun, dun.
bird type star for Route 1 bird type? Bird Pokemon, I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Check it out for my theory. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I picked Chestnut for this one. Because I used Chestnut, was the first starter I used in Gen 6. I really like Chestnut's design. I think it's super cute. Well, not Chestnut. Not Chestnut itself, but like the previous Pokemon. Yeah. And Tailo, I mean, like, I feel like I should probably, like, part of me thinks I probably should pick Tailo, if only because, again, Gen 3 was one of my first generations, and Tailo was definitely a Pokemon I used on my teams when I was playing Ruby and Sapphire. However, like, I mean, I do have a lot of actual personal connection to swallows themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think swallows are really cool birds, and watching them, like, dive in and, like, get fish is really cool to watch, but that's actual swallows and not Tailo, so I'm fine. Like Tailo versus Chestnut, like, if Tailo was, like, pitted against, like, another bird Pokemon or some other Pokemon I didn't care for, I'd probably pick Tailo, but, like, Chestnut, I can't not pick Chestnut. So.
Yeah.
Chestnut moves on. Do you have anything else to say about this Pokemon, or should we move on?
No. Yeah,
all right, great.
We can move on. The only thing I'll say is, while it is a very good grass type, I still like Greninja better, though it is a pretty close second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, though. Kirlia Noibat. Kirlia, Generation 3 Psychic type Ballerina. And Noibat, Generation 6 Dragon Bat.
Yep. Who'd you go with on this one?
I went with Kirlia.
I also went with Kirlia.
I just love the Ralts line. It's so good. It's so good.
It is a solid line.
I love Noivern, but Noibat is not as good as Noivern at all. And Kirlia would definitely trump that.
Yeah, honestly, what you said, exactly the same. I don't have anything else to add on that.
Yeah, okay, let's just move on.
Yes.
Next up.
All right.
Pignite, the Generation 5 middle stage fire type. That starts the third in a row generation of firefighting Pokemon starters. And Melmetal, the most recent, the last addition to the Generation 7 Pokedex, the evolved form of Meltan, only obtainable through Pokemon Go currently.
Yes.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Pignite on this one, actually. I know that's probably going to be the dark horse choice there, but what did you pick? And then maybe I'll go into why I picked Pignite.
I went with Melmetal.
I figured you would go with Melmetal. So the reason why I went with Pignite is honestly just because I don't have that much personal connection to Melmetal. Like, I know he's a legendary, and I know I should probably pick him because of that, and I do think it's funny that he's just a swole, like this tiny little Ditto Mimic looking thing turns into this big, beefy thing with the nut as a head. It's just very funny design to me, but I mean, I've actually used Pignite in the teams before, so... And I don't know, I know a lot of people give Emboar a lot of flack because of its typing, but, like, I don't know, I always feel a need to defend Pignite whenever people talk about it. And that whole line specifically. I think that if Infernape and Blaziken didn't exist, I feel like a lot of people would like Emboar a lot. But because it lives in those two Pokemon Shadow, I think that's why everyone's just kind of like willing to throw Pignite under the bus. So I don't know. I feel like Pignite is such an underdog, and I always like to defend it whenever I get a chance. And I don't have enough like personal attachment to Melmetal to pick it over Pignite, so that's why I chose Pignite.
Yeah. Melmetal is just really cool and really awesome and really dope, with Generation 7 having broken the legendaries can't evolve. They then go ahead and make a mythical Pokemon able to evolve. It was a very interesting way with how it was revealed and announced in Pokemon Go. While you can only evolve it in Pokemon Go at the moment, is a tad annoying, especially since it's kind of hard to get Melmetals, though really you're good as long as you have Let's Go, which is a financial investment to get the specific Pokemon. But I enjoy the concept. I appreciate that while it is technically an evolution, it is kind of more like Meltan, or just like a Melmetal that just kind of exploded into smaller fragments and then they just all merge into one and then evolve. Because that's what it seems like it happens. Like, you have to get a lot of Meltan candy, so technically you have to get a lot of Meltan, and then you put all of them together and boom, Melmetal is reborn again. And the interesting bits of lore of it, like existing 3,000 years ago, and like I think partly being responsible for the like Bronze Age.
Wait, what?
Like it stated
I didn't know about this.
It stated in its Pokedex that like it helped early humans create tools and whatnot.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. Tad surprised it doesn't have the electric typing because of the electric wiring and the clear use of electromagnetism with its eye face head thing.
Yeah.
But hey, also Melmetal gets Iron Fist, and its signature move Double Iron Bash gets a boost from it. So that's gonna hurt, and I can't wait. I can't wait to use it. It's gonna be so fun.
Oh my gosh. Well, wow. Okay. That's a pretty good... I did not know about all that backstory for Melmetal because I play Pokemon Go, but I don't play it as much as most people, so Melmetal's just been kind of off my radar. But yeah, maybe I'll change my fiddle when it comes to competitive.
Yeah.
Also, but for now, I still think, yeah.
Also, Ash has one in the anime. Has a Meltan in the anime, and it's best buds with its Rowlet. And there was an episode... where Meltan lost its Bolt, and Rowlet was trying to find different circle-shaped objects it could use instead, from like pool rings to like a tambourine to a Wailmer.
Oh my god!
For some reason, it's just fun.
It didn't try a Klefki first?
No, it did try. Oh, it did try a Klefki. It did try a Klefki, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I saw the clip, but it was really funny. And now it's evolved into Melmetal, and now Ash is going into the finals in the Alola League. And is probably going to lose because Ash can't win crap.
Ash is actually a really bad trainer, you guys.
Yeah.
So... I'm still, despite your passion for Melmetal, and I appreciate Melmetal more now, I think I'm still going to go for Pignite, because again, I just like defending Pignite. I think it needs more love in life.
Potter!
So, all right, Potter, break that tie.
Yeah.
While he's breaking the tie, let's move on to our next seed, and that's Blitzel, the electric zebra from Gen 5, versus Gloom, the Gen 1 mushroom... Raffalessa, actually more like Raffalessa drooly boy.
Yeah.
So, who did you go with, Michael?
I went with Blitzel.
I went with Gloom.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. All right. What's the merits for Blitzel here?
Is a zebra Pokemon, which we didn't have. It makes a lot of sense for it to be an electric type. With the design, and I appreciate the details. Surprisingly, not too far removed from its original animal inspiration, but still enough detail to it to be like, yeah, this is certainly a Pokemon version of a zebra. Whereas Gloom, like, is Gen 1, is cool. It evolves into Vileplume, which is great. But Gloom is, like, just so sad all of the time. And its name is just Gloom. And I guess you could like say it's a combination of Gloom or Glum and Bloom. But still, its name is just Gloom. It's just like, what?
Well, okay, so I understand your criticisms and I respect them. Honestly, I think part of the reason why I like Gloom has more to do with the Pokemon it's associated with. I do have a soft spot for Vileplume. And I think Vileplume's a lot of fun. Blitzel, I don't know. Like, I did use it in Gen 5 as one of my main electric types, and I do think it's really cool for that reason, and it is a really cool concept for a zebra Pokemon. But I feel like I have a lot more emotional attachment to Gloom. I think Gloom just looks really, really dorky, and I love it for that reason.
Yeah.
That's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah, not too necessarily supremely interesting Pokemon here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
so all right, the results are in on Pignite versus Melmetal, and Potter votes Lignite. No, Pignite. He made a typo.
So he did go with.
So I have been vindicated. Pignite moves on. Yay, the underdog wins. I'm so happy. So, are you gonna move to the Gloom side, or are you staying by
I'm
Blitzel?
Staying Blitzel.
All right, then I guess we got another tiebreaker coming Potter's way.
Yeah.
Blitzel v Gloom. Your take. Not your tack. No, I don't want to schedule the message. No. Your take. Okay, so our next seed.
We're almost there. 4 more to go.
4 more to go. We can do this. Yeah. We got Murkrow, the Crow from Gen 2 versus Porygon 2, who is the Gen 2 addition to the Porygon line.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Who did you pick, Michael?
Porygon 2.
I also picked Porygon 2.
Oh, wow. I thought you would have went with Murkrow.
Yeah, I feel like I do. I love Honchkrow. Honchkrow's one of my faves from Gen 4. However, I don't. Honestly, Honchkrow line and the Porygon line are both super close for me in how much I like them. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Murkrow, like if it was Honchkrow versus Porygon 2, I might pick Honchkrow, but because it's Murkrow versus Porygon 2, I'm with Porygon 2. Okay. I think Porygon 2 is just like more interesting than Murkrow is.
Fair.
So
also, that Murkrow in Coliseum sucked.
Oh, that one was the worst.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't understand. Is it because in Gen 2 Murkrow is so rare, or
I don't know. I
have no idea why that Murkrow was so hard to catch.
Yeah.
What a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But we will special shout out to that Murkrow. That Murkrow deserves some accolades.
Yes.
So we both picked Porygon 2. But yeah, Porygon 2 is really, really great, really strong, really solid concept. It's literally just a better 3D model, which is funny.
Yes.
I like it. Okay, so our next seed is the Gen 3 Grass Gecko Trico starter. I mean, the Gen 3 Grass starter Trico versus the Gen 5 legendary Zekrom.
I went with Zekrom.
I also went with Zekrom. I mean, like, look, I love Trico's great.
Yes.
If it was Mudkip or Torchic, that might be super tough for me.
Yeah.
Like, I might be like, oh no, like that's that would be a tough call. But because it's Trico, I'm more comfortable just Zekrom.
Yeah.
Zekrom definitely takes.
Yeah. I love Trico. I love the Sceptile line. But Zekrom is a very cool design for a legendary, not just a legendary box art, legendary electric dragon Pokemon.
Yeah, it's Electric Dragon, has unique typing. I like both of Bachiran and Zekrom's designs. I think they're very unique.
Yeah.
And I think Zekrom looks very sleek and it's really cool. So yeah, I do like Zekrom a lot. So I definitely would pick it over Trico. Sorry, Trico, you're cool, but
yeah,
you can't beat this legendary.
No.
Not today.
No. Next round.
Okay. So our final 2 rounds. Let's go. We can do this. Okay. So, you want to take away the first one here in the last seed, or the last 2 seeds?
It is Chimecho, the Generation 3 Psychic Bell Pokemon, or Wind Chime Pokemon, and Oricorio, the Generation 7 bird that has different forms depending upon the island and features a variety of different dances.
All right. Well, who did you pick?
I went with Oricorio.
I also went with Oricorio.
Yay! Chimecho's kind of
I think you're... Say that... Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Chimecho's kind of meh. I like it. I wish it, got a Gen 4 evolution.
It did. It did get a Gen... Well, it got a
pre-evolution. But, it could have done if it got a Roselia treatment and also got an evolution.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would have been really cool for Chimecho. And, I think Chimecho's origins are really cool. I respect Chimecho's basis, but Oricorio is just way cooler.
Yes.
It has 4 different versions of it, and each version is really interesting.
Yep.
It's very involved with the Alola region, so it just has more going on.
Yeah.
And yes, Oricorio is not the best competitively, but who cares?
Yeah. It's fun.
Oricorio is better in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, so then the final matchup. This one's gonna be for all the marbles, not for all the marbles, but for most of the marbles, or for some amount of marbles.
Yeah.
We got Venipede, the Gen 5 wheel millipede poison bug, versus Masquerain, the Gen 3 bug flying water skimmer Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Masquerain.
I picked Venipede.
Oh.
So we're closing out on a fight to the death. No, not to the death. So
quickly,
I'll break
Potter,
my case for Venipede first.
Potter went with Gloom.
Okay, cool. So cool. What was his reasoning? Any reasoning?
No.
You just went Gloom? Cool.
Yeah.
I respect a man who knows what he wants.
Yeah. But yeah, so Venipede, go ahead.
All right. So, Venipede, look, Gen 5 had such great bugs. It was the generation that turned a bug type from a laughingstock to a respectable type. And you can argue that obviously there were good Pokemon before Gen 5, like Pinsir and Scizor and Heracross and Fortress. I guess what other good bug types were there after
Did you say Heracross?
Yeah, Heracross. Yeah, Heracross.
Yanmega.
Heracross. Yanmega, yeah.
That's about it.
Shedinja? No, not Shedinja.
No.
That was a lie. Ninjask? No.
Ninjask once it got speed boost.
Yeah, Ninjask was speedy, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So so basically, there were a couple. There's a smattering of good bug types in the previous generations. I'd say most generations had 1 or 2 good ones out of the bunch that went on to become respected, but most of them were just kind of meh.
Mm-hmm.
Gen 5 is what changed that. Gen 5, I don't think there's a single Gen 5 bug type that's like lame. I guess Leaveney would be the weakest link, but I still actually respect Leaveney a lot. I think it has really solid defenses for a bug type, and it's actually, I used it so much during the earlier stages of the game. So I do think it's a really cool Pokemon and really good, even if it's not the best, the cream of the crop. But
yeah,
for that reason, when it comes to bug types and there's a Gen 5 on there, I just gotta go with that one because I just respect the Gen 5 bug types so much. And Venipede is one of them. Scolipede is solid. Venipede is solid. Whirlipede is solid. They're both solid. Poison bug is a pretty common bug typing, but I think it really utilizes it really well. Millipedes are really interesting bugs that I like a lot, and seeing one come to life and become respected was really cool, and I really respect Venipede for that. So yeah, that's why I went with Venipede. Masquerain, I think it's cool looking, but I don't really have much to say about it other than it exists and it looks cool, and that's it.
Yeah.
Venipede, I like a lot more.
Yeah. When I was deciding between those two, I kind of forgot about Scolipede and Whirlipede, and just straight up only judged it with Venipede, but then judged Masquerain based on the fact it is a water bug that evolves into a water flying type. And has a cool design with the eyes on the wings, on its antennae, not its wings. But you have reminded me about the fact Gen 5 was very good with its bugs, and Scolipede is one of the best of them. So I do think I'm going to change my vote to Venipede.
Woo! I convinced you! Yay! Yay! I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yes, no, Venipede is definitely solid. And I don't want to say that Masquerain sucks. It's just, I don't know, I just don't find it as cool as Venipede. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
that's.
I think that with that concludes our matchup.
Yes.
So, now, so before we wrap up, I just want to read out, just as a preview for the next. I don't know. Do you think I should read out?
Yeah, let's read it out just to remind everyone what's to come.
Okay, so our lineup for next podcast, at least the next round, is we got Cranidos versus Yveltal, Froakie versus Pyukumuku, Servine versus Darkrai, Pidgey versus Deoxys, Shroomish versus Buzzwole, Poliwag versus Palossand, Aron versus Lampent, Litleo versus Laurentiis, Galvantula versus Fungus, Sudowoodo versus Tynamo, Grimer versus Sandshrew, Schwagsire versus Snorlax, Chestnut versus Kirlia, Pignite versus Gloom, Porygon 2 versus Zekrom, and Oricorio versus Venipede.
So yeah, next time there's going to be a lot more good fights.
Yeah. Are there any seeds here that you think are going to be super tough?
I already heard of a couple. I think crap, what was it was Sandshrew and Lampent?
Yes, Sandshrew and Lampent.
That's gonna hurt so bad.
No, it's not. It's Aron versus Lampent.
Oh, okay. That's still gonna hurt.
That is that's a toughie.
Yeah.
And especially for you, I think that's gonna be a real tough. That's gonna be a real tough call. From what I see, I think Quagsire versus Snorlax is also going to be a tough fight.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with. I'm trying to look at these and see if there's any others that I think will be a tough fight. Potentially Porygon 2 versus Zekrom, but we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think we got some good matchups in the next ones. It's just going to get harder and harder from here on.
Yes.
It's going to get so hard towards the semifinals and the finals, I'm imagining. It's going to be rough. But so I hope you guys look forward. Leave in the comments, did you agree with our choices? Did you disagree? Let us know. Also, considering the preview I just gave you, let us know what you think might be the next choices for our next round. And also just in general, let us know what you thought of this podcast. This is a different different form than we usually do. So we're trying something new. Let us know what you think. We have other ideas of tournament style podcasts that we might do in the future. So, and I think it offers a lot of really cool discussion, and I think it's a lot more interesting way to talk about Pokemon, like our favorite Pokemon, than just here's a top 10 list.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least. I think this is a better way, like, you get random things, and yeah.
Yeah. But that is all we have to say for today. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. And where can people find you, Alyssa?
You can find me on Twitter at the Irrational Dove. And also, please, again, definitely go and check out RDSJ Gaming, our gaming channel, where we are also playing Pokemon Coliseum right now. And it's a really great playthrough, so check it out. If you like this podcast, I'm sure you'll like that.
Yes, indeed. You should go definitely do that. And with all that being said, thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack and Alyssa signing off.